At least my laptop's still here. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's it, good, yeah. I have no idea why I wasted $50 on a little computer.
I have collected every painstaking moment of your life is over.
But anywho, analog horror.
You're supposed to be scared.
And if you think a computer monitor is the most horrifying thing you've ever seen, then you are one sheltered person.
Hey! I am the scariest entity you'll ever see in your 21 years of living! You hear me, vermin? I am your nightmare!
Most horror media is pretty simple. There's a killer, you get scared, you have to rent it on home video. Local 58 changed that. Analog horror was inspired by the grim, low-quality VHS footage from the 80s and 90s, usually taking something nostalgic to flip it on its head to make it scary or even uncanny. And it's because of that, people have the need to install cameras outside our windows at night because something might be lurking out there.
This is the most uncomfortable moment of my life.
Sure, it can be borderline nonsense, but I will say this. It's cool to bet on it, though. I will give you 1 quarter if there's anything scary in here. Think of a million blank walls. In 2019, an anonymous user created the story of the Backrooms as being trapped in a 600 million square mile stretch of blank yellow walls and moist carpet. Though the image itself was used way earlier when someone was asked what the scariest image of all time was. I mean, there's no use in denying it.
I'm a demon living in your computer monitor and you're scared of the average office job experience?
Well, when you put it like that, you just make it sound even scarier. The version that you're probably thinking though was created by Kane Pixels. This turned the Backrooms from a niche creepypasta type story to borderline mainstream. He's getting an A24 movie. That means there's an entire production studio dedicated to getting the Backrooms into a reality. Everyone and their grandmother already has general knowledge of the Backrooms. No, seriously, have you been to the retirement home? First thing you see is all the old ladies collectively going, "I heard old Bird was in your room last Friday, Bertha." They treat that shit like the Tooth Fairy. I think it replicates the idea of that post pretty accurately. I mean, he definitely got the moist piss yellow hobby town aesthetic down. He was also only 16 years old at the time of making it, but like, I did cooler things at that age. I hear a lot of people dog on this version a lot by saying the inclusion of monsters ruined the Backrooms, but it was still in that original post. And like, would you rather have the video just be him walking down the hallway until he starves? Would you really? I swear, if there's even one character in the Backrooms, I'm gonna call my dad! I don't necessarily believe that adding monsters is what hurt the original feel of the Backrooms. It's more so the lack of ambiguity and how much we know everything about it now. Whether or not it's that much more ambiguous in Kane's series, it definitely does feel that way. But if you don't vibe with it either way, then I can totally understand that. After all, the Backrooms is public domain. If you don't like it, just make your own weird version of it for all I care. It's not anything super serious like a Five Nights at Freddy's game.
My name is Rapper 3000, and I'll tell you the story of Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria with a Freddy Goldie and a Hot Foxy.
Yeah, this is kind of a given. FNaF is about nostalgia-spun horror. This is about nostalgia-spun horror. They could practically be married to each other. So it only made sense for FNaF to get its treatment into analog horror, if most of it just didn't boil down to this. Either that or stupid idiots who rely on flickering the lights and spooky monitors just be frightening.
Only as a demonstration of my true and evil nature.
Okay, it sounds like I'm mostly shitting on these, but I overall do like them. I definitely think it's scarier than whatever the actual franchise is doing right now. But like, these thumbnails, they're just like, mwah, they're top notch. They're just on a whole other level. Bonnie?
You killed him with worms!
Nah, this one's just Bohemian Rhapsody. You know that British bear Paddington? Yeah, so apparently he turned evil and legally changed his name to Baddington so he can make scary FNAF videos now. He's probably the first specific channel you think of in FNAF VHS, and interestingly, his animatronics have their own style. Like, they don't look as Chuck E. Cheese-ish, but more so akin you'd find out of like 1950s Disneyland. Yeah, see, this guy, he'd stuff someone in a suit. But the biggest addition of all that was never in the games prior are the addition of cuss words.
Welcome to Sparky's. Could I set you folks up with some appetizers?
We are not eating.
It's of my penis! It's big!
Are you being paid by the word? Or
Don't you tell me how many calories I need, bitch!
My favorite video of his is probably the horror attraction, mainly because it feels less like another VHS tape video and more so like its own standalone short film. I don't know, like this one in particular just feels a lot more creative than the others, but it doesn't go like all the way too far with it. Like it's not up to the point where William Afton gets paid to deep fry a newborn baby and eat it. Yeah, there's another channel where he does that.
He ate them!
Yeah, you can make the argument that he's just a bad guy, but stuff like this in the FNAF universe feels less like elevating the horror, and more so like someone got really mad when told that FNAF was for kids, so they just made stuff like this to prove otherwise. I don't know what to tell you, but this is not going to make people take your franchise seriously. Is what I would say if the official one wasn't already on the same page.
They're turning into porn machines.
I'm just glad it wasn't grandma being deep fried. Moral of the story, don't deep fry the elderly just to prove an opinion. It's kind of like that one corner of YouTube where people genuinely believe that Super Mario 64 is the scariest game ever.
Oh god, Super Mario 64? That's the second scariest game ever made! Just behind Mario teaches typing! Oh god, keep it away from me! Oh my god!
There's also the Walten Files, which is in a similar boat, but it's primarily its own thing. You see, it's like FNAF, but all the robots are made out of construction paper and everybody's wondering where the hell Martin Short is. It doesn't even feel like fan fiction, but instead something that just so happens to resemble FNAF visually. For example, these tapes keep eerily showing this Jack Walton character, and at first I thought he was gonna be the series equivalent of William Afton, but really the only characters I'd say that are actually evil are the animatronics themselves, or at least this guy. It's definitely a more mature story than FNAF, and I don't want to give away too much considering it's still ongoing, but yeah, pretty good stuff. Also, wow, it looks like it's that time again. It's the Analog Horror Variety Hour. Gemini Home Entertainment. Well, first of all, you call it Gemini Home Entertainment, but you show Neptune. I guess Pisces Home Entertainment didn't have the exact same ring to it. Also, it looks like Grandma's making us spaghetti tonight. Mandela catalog. Well, thanks to this series, I now know where this guy keeps coming from. I don't know what Nelson Mandela has to do with it, but I mean, it's nice to get some closure. The Smile Tapes. Yeah, I love the Photoshop Liquify tool. Blue channel. Yeah, this was uploaded on a YouTube channel, and that is a decent amount of blue. Pretty good, but whoever made this should make something animated, kinda inspired by old technology. Maybe have a clown and a rabbit in it, and have some amazing digital stuff in it. They should call it Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. No, I'm not watching Urban Spook. But frankly, all of that is pointless unless you can actually do something about this, like using an actual VHS. So I'm just gonna play it on that thing over there, I guess.
Dude, that's a PS3. How the hell would that work?
Watch this, Talking Angela.
The biggest film of all time.
I'm flying.
Sorry. I didn't know it'd actually scratch it.
Yeah, okay.
Hey! You know I'm real scary, right? I'll be in every nightmare. I'll be your biggest fear. You know why? Because I am the demon that will never die!
Hey, would you like to play with my toys?
Boop.